5. The final act. That night, Lily couldn't sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Mr. Giggles, his face looming over her, his laugh echoing in her ears. She felt trapped, like there was no escape from him. As the clock struck midnight, she heard a noise, a faint scraping sound, like nails on glass. It was coming from her bedroom mirror, the only one she hadn't covered. Lily's breath caught in her throat. She knew she should run, but her body wouldn't move. Slowly, as if drawn by an invisible force, she turned her head to look at the mirror. Mr. Giggles was there, inside the mirror, but this time he wasn't just watching. He was pushing against the glass, his fingers clawing at the surface, creating deep gouges in the reflective coating. His smile was wider than ever, his eyes burning with malevolent glee. With a final, violent push, the glass shattered, and Mr. Giggles stepped through, his oversized shoes crunching on the broken shards. He was no longer just a reflection. He was real, standing in her room, his painted face leering at her. Lily backed away, but there was nowhere to go. Mr. Giggles moved toward her, his movements jerky and unnatural, like a puppet on strings. His laugh filled the room, a sound of pure, unhinged madness. She tried to scream, but the sound died in her throat as Mr. Giggles reached out and touched her face, his hand cold and clammy. His eyes bored into hers, and she felt her mind unraveling, her sanity slipping away. As the darkness closed in, the last thing she heard was Mr. Giggles's whisper in her ear. "Time to join the circus, my dear." 6. The circus comes to town. When Lily's friends and family hadn't heard from her in days, they called the police. The officers found her apartment empty, the mirrors shattered, and the walls smeared with red handprints. Lily was never found, but strange things began happening in the town. People reported seeing a clown standing in the shadows, his painted smile visible even in the darkest alleys. His laughter echoed in the night, and those who heard it were never the same. The circus had come to town, and Mr. Giggles was always looking for new members to join his act.